here in Nagaland. The entire international community is standing up for the Nagas, and it's in particularly in the entire international community is standing up for the human rights. So even in the midst of a situation like this, we should all hold our spirits high, and we should get into the day with some positivity. So Kargi, let us start the day with some positive thoughts, shall we?
Yes, please.
Here it is.
The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Well, Chipin, that was a beautiful thought indeed. The happiness, of course, depends on the state of your mind. But we know we are not in a good situation, or we're not in a jolly mood right now. For that, we have to keep our spirits high, like you said. But let's not get devoid of the reality. Let's go ahead and get to know what the top headlines are at the hour. A mass funeral of the innocent civilians killed on 4th and 5th December by the Assam Rifles is all set to be held at 10 a.m. at helipad ground, Mon Town on Monday. 13 innocent civilians lose their lives during attack by the 27 Assam Rifles.
The Dimapur Chamber of Commerce and Industries observes a 12-hour ban of all business establishments within Dimapur district from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to show solidarity to the bereaved families of the atrocious genocide carried out by the 27 Assam Rifles.
Several tribal organizations withdraw from the ongoing Hornbill Festival 2021 as a mark of solidarity with the bereaved families of innocent victims and the Konyak Nagas. Organizations condemn the heinous genocide carried out by the 27 Assam Rifles in Oting village, Mon Town.
Given the distressing atmosphere in Mon district and the prevailing law and order situation in the area, as a precautionary measure, Tawasilan KIAS, to be the Commissioner Mon, issues notice for the issuance of Section 144 of the Criminal Procedure Code 1973.
India's Omicron tally rises to 21 after 17 more test positive for new variant. 4 states and national capital reports cases of Omicron variant of coronavirus. Well, we know that the headlines are of course centric to Nagaland, and we know that the international community and in fact the whole of the nation is condemning the entire issue. With that, let's go to the important dailies of Nagaland and understand the top headlines and the top stories that made the round. Well, I would be first reviewing the Morung Express. The lead story as it goes is Mon's Oting incident. Death toll rises, high-level SIT to investigate. Yesterday evening, we have been a bit updating our viewers regarding the same. We know that the death toll of civilians have now risen to 15. As 2 more were reportedly succumbed to their injuries after, the alleged firing. The thing about this incident is that there has been no proper statement or no proper understanding of how the entire issue panned out, Chipin. Even though we are really talking about it or we are demanding justice, there is no official statement or understanding of how this entire thing gripped and how it all came about. The DC of Mon has not given a statement, or even the Chief Minister has not come about giving a statement regarding how this incident took place. Although there are circulars and there are reports, press releases saying that there were clashes, and but there is no concrete evidence as to how the security forces thought they could have the authority to shoot out or make such a, take such a heinous or serious step on their end. With that, we know that a high-level SIT has been taken into consideration, and there is a formation of a high-level SIT. It is constituted of 5 members. Yesterday we had updated our viewers regarding the same. With that, we also know that the Hornbill festival, which began on the 1st of December and it was supposed to go on till 10th of December, might as well be cancelled off. In fact, today, that is the 6th day of the Hornbill festival, the activities are suspended till the funeral services. Now, the funeral services, as reported, are supposed to take place at 10 a.m. But even after that, we are not sure if the Hornbill festival will go on. Even yesterday, Chipan, if you know, the concert which was scheduled to take place at 6 o'clock did not take place. We got an official statement later on that the entire festival, in solidarity with the heinous incident that took place, they stood the entire concert cancelled. With that, we also know that yesterday the entire Nagaland, in fact, was mourning and observing candlelight vigils across Nagaland in the evening to mourn the civilians' death by the security forces in Otting. The Naga Students Federation had called off for a candlelight service and prayer session in Kohima, with Federation's president, who demanded that the government of India immediately stops its policy of militarization of Naga inhabited areas on the pretext of solving the Indo-Naga political issue. This is also becoming a steaming reality, that when the government of India is trying to bring about a peace accord or a peace and a peaceful understanding between the Naga state and the center in itself, how is this going to help? How is this incident ever going to help? How will the Naga people be able to instill their trust on the government of India, or how do they trust the other security forces who are present in the state? Is this just a mistake, or how will the people of Nagaland take this, or how are they going to take this forward? With that, now I would like to request Chipen to go ahead with his review.
Yes, Karki. So one thing we need to remember here, the irony is so intense right now. I mean, given the fact that government of India and the different Naga political groups and even the Nagaland government, they have constituted the 60-member parliamentary committee, and all this working committee has been formed, and now the entire community, the entire Naga community, all the stakeholders, they are in this right now. Yes. And they are fighting, and they are having a deliberation, they are getting into negotiation with the government of India, so that an amicable and acceptable, honorable solution would be brought about for the entire Naga community. But at this crucial juncture, when everybody is keeping their optimism very high, an incident of this nature so heinous that we humans cannot even imagine that one human can do something like this to another human. And also, I would like to bring this into our discussion, Karkisi. On the 4th of December, on the 4th day of the Hornbill Festival, the general the chief of the Assam Rifles, he was the one who graced the 4th day as the inaugural, guest. Okay. And it is so disheartening that somebody of his position, somebody of his status would be the inaugural guest, special guest for the day, and in the same evening of the day, this incident happened. So now, people from all walks of life, they are questioning the Assam Rifles. So are they really the friends of the Hilly people, or are they not? Or the tagline that they are using, friends of the Hilly people, is that really true, or what are they trying to, what are they trying to do by using that tagline? Because this kind of incidents, this kind of reality, it portrays a totally different picture. So it's more than what you say, right? Yes. Now at this situation, people have come to realize that it's actions that matter more than the words. So even the Assam Rifles, they are facing condemnation, they're drawing heavy criticisms from all walks of life. And it's not just Nagaland, it's not just Northeast, but even the other states in India, they are condemning the actions of the Assam Rifles. It's very merciless. And Karki, to be very frank, yesterday I was completely emotional, because news of this type I was not expecting, especially at this juncture when we are all so positive that something good is going to happen at last, for the entire Naga community. And here, yes, even the government they were drawing heavy criticisms, when the news surfaced on social media, because one tribe was mourning, or one tribe has been mourning, let's keep it that way, and along with the one tribe, the Konyak tribe, the rest of Nagaland and the rest of the international community are mourning with the Nagas right now at this point of time. But the government, until late, they had decided, they had not issued any cancellation of the Hornbill Festival, and
yes.
It almost sounded like, it almost seemed like they were going to continue with the Hornbill Festival.
Yes,
so it's such an insensible, part on the government. They should be the one who should stand up first. They should be the one who should speak up first for the Nagas, because at the end of the day, they represent the Nagas, and they are elected by the Naga public. And being so indifferent, showing such indifferent attitude during a time like this, it showed how incapable, it showed how insensitive the Naga bureaucrats, the Naga legislators were, at least for some period of time, until they started coming out on social media and condemning. But it's just, I want to say this to the Naga legislators. It takes more than just condemning an incident on social media.
True.
What we public need right now, what I need right now here as a Naga, as a citizen, as a human, is we don't need your we don't need your convincing, heart-wrenching boast on social media right now. We want you to stand up, we want you to get out of the comfort of your homes, and we want you to go to the venue. We want you to be there at the site, be with the families, step into their shoes and understand how it is like for them, and not just giving away some ex gratia, announcing some job. It will not take away the pain, it will not take away the nightmare that these families have experienced, and in general the people of Mon. Now what is important to mention here is that now the people will be in apprehension, they will be in fears right now, because after this incident we never know what will surface again. Now the public, as as any human could have done in retaliation or in response whenever somebody whenever someone kills your near one mercilessly, so in such a cold-blooded manner, we are all, we would definitely take matter in our own hands, and we would want to take vengeance on that. So I think that's what the public did yesterday, because it was such in the heat of the moment, and anybody could have done that. But again, I think the Assam Rifles, again, they resorted to firing again. They could have used some other means to
amicable way of coming to a solution, or
and the firing just did not help. It aided to, the killing of several more people and injuring more. And we have visuals that are very disturbing at this moment, Kirky.
In fact, Chipin, like you said yesterday when we were working on the entire thing, and we kept on getting visuals one after the another, we couldn't really keep ourselves, we weren't composed enough to come out and talk about it altogether. It was so distressing, it was disturbing to the core, because something like this is not expected. You don't know how to report or how to tell the viewers. How do you inform somebody else that something like this is happening and we can't do anything about it, rather than talking, or informing? So that is sad. And even though there are talks that the CM, Deputy CM, the ministers, DJP, they are all camping in Mon. How does that help? I still don't get it. How is it helping the ground reality? Or how are they pushing towards making it an action? Or how are they coming forward with it? Are they there? Will they be able to understand the pain of the family members, or even the entire community as a whole? I still don't get it, and I am still hoping, like you said, the legislatures will understand the gravity of the situation and how the entire international circle has come together to condemn an issue like this, and that concrete steps and very fierce steps will be taken in order to make the entire force of Assam Rifles understand that they do not hold the hegemony, or they do not hold the authority to use their power so mercilessly. So,
this has been happening since a very long time ago, Karki. We know that this AFSPA has given such tremendous authority to the paramilitary forces, and what we need to understand here, what the government of India needs to understand here, is that yes, the power has been given to the military, but they should also enforce it. They should also ensure that these powers are not misused. And for so many years, this power has been clearly misused by the paramilitary. And given the situation, not just in Nagaland, but in Manipur, you
Yes.
know, let's not just bring back the memories, because bringing back the memories, of the past incidents that happened in Nagaland, we would not feel that we are human enough, because the treatment that we're meted out to the Nagas, many years back and even some years ago, these are so inhuman, and no human could ever do these things to another human. And in fact, these are all done because of the Special Powers Act, because of the power that has been bestowed upon the military by the government of India. So I think this is high time to reveal, reveal
Yeah.
what is happening, and to revoke this AFSPA in the state. It's not just for Nagaland, but it's everywhere, because India being a democratic country, you cannot just go and drag somebody out of their homes, and you cannot just shoot someone like their lives do not matter at all, just based on suspicion or based on
True.
a baseless intelligence report. Because you never know intelligence report, we talk about intelligence report, operation carried out based on an intelligence input. We really know if the intelligence input are actually true?
True.
Because most of these intelligence inputs, they are not true. They are based on some rumors, or they are based on some likelihood. It's not certainty, it's just assumption most of the
And
time.
we are in no movie that,
Yes.
randomly an input will come out and then you feel the urge to shoot out at people. That is not how we are dealing with the reality anymore. So it's time that we understand the gravity of the situation here.
Let us also talk about the Hornbill festival that has been put off for some time, that has been suspended for some time, And yes, the government has, after much criticism, after much backlash from the Naga citizens, the government, they decided to suspend the festivities, the Hornbill festival, for some time until further notice. But the public are now left wondering what is, or how long is until further notice. Because this is such a great income generating activity for the government of Nagaland. And if they decide to carry on with this Hornbill festivities, and then I think the people would really,
Outlash.
Go out against them, and they would lose the trust of the people as their legislators. So the government also should take this into account. When someone is crying in or behind closed doors,
How can you
we
be
cannot be
celebrating?
jubilant. We
Yes.
cannot be dancing around. We cannot be prancing around like phones and happy rabbits or
Yeah.
happy bunnies. So we cannot do that at all. So I think it is fair that the government has suspended the Hornbill festival for some time until further notice, but they should also really take the gravity of the situation, as you have mentioned before multiple times. The government should consider that this is not a joke. This is not just a scene in a movie. It's a reality happening right now, and until a reality is resolved, until this reality comes to a solution, then the government should not continue with the Hornbill festival. Yes, generating income for the state is important, but not
at the cost of the lives
Yes.
of the people, Chipen. We
Yes.
can't be mourning and celebrating at the same time. How does it go hand in hand? And if the government is sensible enough, they will also understand where they stand, what kind of a pressure they are in, and how their one decision will lead to an impact overall in the Nagaland and the whole of the nation, actually. So it is very important that they take a sensitive and very, justified decision at their end, and also not really understand, like you said, it is an income generating festival, but then again we also have to understand that income is a part that the government can still compensate for it in a way or another.
Yes.
But not right now, not in this position, not in this situation at the end. So yeah.
Karki, it's very heart-wrenching, because yesterday some of the news, some of the facts that we received, some of the victims, we have come to know that some were very newly married, right? Just married some days ago, maybe not even more than a week ago. And someone was yet to get married. Someone was about to get married in a few days' time. And another one was taking care of his cancer-stricken father. So you see, this is how the AFSPA has been claiming lives of innocent public without any proof, just based on suspicion, just based on a baseless input by the intelligence, which sometimes go horrendously wrong. So even in this situation, it also happened like that. So now you see there are many sole bread earners in a family, and these people, as we know, they were all workers in a coal mine.
Yeah.
So they used to be away from their families for a period of time, and during the weekends they would come home and spend time with their families. So that's exactly what happened even yesterday also. Now, so people should also know that this is what has been done by the Assam Rifles, and it's indeed very heart-wrenching, and no words can ever describe the feelings that are going through right now in the minds of the families and the particular tribe in general, and all alike, people who are also in that in solidarity with the rest of them right now.
Yeah. The Nagaland Chief Secretary, in fact, J. Alam, has issued an order that within a month the SIT has to complete the investigation. So it's going to be a real pressure for the entire system that they come about and really meet up to the expectations of the people, that justice will be served. Because in this scenario, there is nothing except for justice that we're looking forward to, and that the SIT members who are in charge, they have to be very cautious. They have to be very judicious in the ways that they come about in the reality, and give us the the entire chronology of how it happened, why it happened, and what are we really going to do about it. What steps will be really taken. I hope it comes in real time and at the soonest.
Yes, Karki. So this SIT is indeed a very pleasant news, because this is a very flush step taken up by the Nagaland government. So we don't generally expect this type of this type of steps taken by the government against a central force like this.
Yeah.
But also one thing that we have to remember here is that we are not dealing with a state force. We are dealing with a central force. And if a central force has been given the AFSPA, now we are all left wondering how productive, how effective this SIT is going to work out, because the government of India, they themselves have given such power to these paramilitary units, and now they all have, they will cite the power given by this
exactly
AFSPA.
My point.
So,
how are they going to counter this entire power that has been bestowed upon them? How are they really going to counter the reality and come about judiciously and in just way,
Yes. So the question here is, like, I would want to ask a question here. Will the SIT, Special Investigation Team, be able to counter the power given, bestowed upon by the AFSPA? Right?
Yes, true.
So will it be able to counter? Or if it comes up with comes up with proof and evidence, then will it be able to take action against the concerned culprits who were involved in this? Will it be able to take action against the one who has provided the intelligence input? Because most of the time we forget, to touch that line. It's all intelligence input, so we just forget it like that. But this kind of intelligence input should also be taken action against, because most of these casualties, most of these incidents happen because of faulty intelligence input. So is the SIT going to take action against it, or how is the investigation going to go about? So this is a big question right now, and I hope that the SIT do not get carried away, do not get intimidated, because if they do not come up with the truth, if they do not serve justice to the people, then this is going to go down very wrong in the history of Nagas, and also, let us say, in the history of the international human rights community.
Another thing I would like to add, Chipin, is that 1 month has been given, but that does not mean that we will forget or we will let go of this entire incident. We will keep up with it, and we will go to the roots to find out the reality and make sure that justice is being served. That is a promise on our end, that we will keep following the news, we will keep on following the updates, and we will not let go of the reality, and so that we help in the justice role that will be played by the SIT, the government, and everybody along.
Yes, also last night a lot of organizations, several organizations have conducted candlelight vigils in memory, in solidarity with the families, with the tribe, with the Konyak tribe. So not just in Nagaland, but in many districts in many states across India, even in Aprot where Naga community are residing. So there are a lot of candlelight vigils that took place yesterday, and it feels like Nagas, we take solace, we take comfort in organizing, in conducting candlelight vigils, because there is no other method we can resort to at this moment. We just need to burn a candle, we just need to light up a candle, and we just need to feel the pain of the family members. We just need to feel the grief of the particular tribe that is mourning right now. So a lot of, as I've said, even the Naga Students Union, the Eastern Naga Students Union Guwahati unit, they also held a candlelight vigil last night, and even Dimapur Naga Students Union, Lotha Students Union, and even the NSF, so many, even the Yimkyung, the list goes on like that. So we cannot do anything against these paramilitary forces. We just need to stand up and make them know that we feel the pain for what has been done to us.
In fact, yesterday what I really appreciated was, like you said, Hornbill is a place of business. People come for money, and they come that they can earn a bit more than they do usually. But yesterday, after the incident, all the morungs, one after the other, they were shut down, and black flags were hoisted, and there were slogans and other placards pasted out there, which I really appreciated. Like, if you don't stand up for your own brothers and sisters, then who will? If you don't take that into your hand, then don't expect others to do it. So that is something that I really appreciate, because like you said, we can't really do anything about the paramilitary forces. What can we do? Can we take up arms? No, but we can at least take up our voices, make it heard, make it be heard in the larger sphere. So that way, yes. And
what we also wish, what we also desire is, when we are standing up for our right, when we stand up and demand justice, no one should stop us. Because we will not resort to violence. We will resort to the Kantian way. We will not involve in any violence, but we will truthfully stand up for what is right. So do not stop the public when they demand for justice, when they demand for their rights. So with that, let us move on to the next program of the day. Let's go to the next segment. We have the next segment, which is the fact of the day. So now here it is. We have come to the next segment, the fact of the day. So dear viewers, these are the facts for the day.
B.R. Ambedkar, an Indian economist and social reformer, died on December 6, 1956. Pearl Harbor was attacked on December 7, 1941. Babri Masjid was demolished by a group of activists on December 6, 1992.
New facts learned, new knowledge gained. What about you, Karki?
Yes, of course. I'm sure that will help me someday in my life.
Exactly.
With that, let's, lighten the mood with something that is going to help you feel mesmerized by the end of it. Let's go through the morning melody.
After 2 days of mourning, after 2 days of heartbreak, here is something we have for you. Here is the morning melody.
She's only dancing with the shadows. Her skin is pale like modern wine. Heads up with a smile that she never let go. Blended with shots for the perfect cry. Blue, hurt yourself alone with the sky. Please don't cry. I know you miss home when it rains, but everything has a name. Losing yourself is hard. The soul is finding yourself again. He's only drowning like he's daydream. His social max, that's so galore. Bold as the words that he's almost half a lie. Puff on his bed just to end time. Blue, hurt yourself alone with the sky. Please don't cry. I know you miss home when it rains, but everything has a name. Losing yourself is hard, but so is finding yourself. Dreaming in patterns of the sea, whispering secrets up in the sky. 'Cause blue is all I've known, and I'll ever know. Blue, hurt yourself alone with the sky. Please don't cry. I know you miss home when it rains, but everything has a name. Losing yourself is hard, but so is finding yourself again.
Well, that was a beautiful song, right, Chipin?
That was indeed.
A refreshing one. With that, we have now come to an end to our show. We would like to give our viewers the weather updates before we take your leave. Take care, viewers.
Yes, so from Karki and I here from Nagaland TV, thank you for signing in with us and keep watching Nagaland TV. Have a good day. Here is a weather report.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 10 in Global Chapter, and for Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill.